Yeah. But when you had this realization and you were getting married, and did you have some sort of strategy about how to go about?
Well, the only thing I could think of is that I'd need to know more about research, which I didn't quite know much about. And so I understood that you can go to graduate school and that's what you're supposed to learn. And so I'd heard before that Berkeley had this program. So, okay, I'll go work on a PhD. And I had no idea. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I didn't even know about graduate work or what PhD was. And that's how,
Yeah.
all I can say is a country boy. But so, anyway, I applied at Berkeley and at Stanford just as a backup, and they both accepted me, so I went to Stanford, Berkeley. And so you have to start with the electrical engineering graduate program, and that they had a minor in that was talking about the design of, mostly electronic design of computers. And those were the old computers that all the electronics in it was vacuum tubes. You probably don't even know what a vacuum tube is.
How does that work?
Well, it's usually a bulb about this long and this big around, some bigger, some smaller, depending on what they were trying to do. And inside there's a vacuum, and then there is a special little element that's called a filament that if you get hot enough, it'll let electrons loose. And so the filament heats up a part of there that they call the cathode, because it's going to be negative. And then over here in the vacuum is another element that's called an anode, a plate. See? And if this has a positive voltage relative to this, electrons will come streaming around to it. See? And then if you have a fine grid in here between them, then if that grid goes negative or positive, it can restrain the electrons from going across the negative stuff, so you can modulate the flow of that electric current with what you put on here. Oh, and as a matter of fact, it amplifies, and because you get more signal out than you put in. And that's the way radios worked in those days, early days, and all that.
So how did you like Berkeley?
Well, it was interesting, and being married, living in student housing was a doubly new experience.
Yeah.
And so my wife got her old job back up in the hospital, 35 miles north or something like that, and commuted up there.